Good evening, everybody. Welcome out to the Rip Griffin Center on the campus of Lubbock Christian University as we're getting set for the Region 1 4A semifinals. Devin Ward here alongside Gary Regner, a senior from Lubbock High. Gary, we're in for a big game tonight, and honestly, I can't wait to get this thing underway.
Absolutely. These are two very, very good teams that want to win very bad.
Both these teams have great head coaches that have been there for a long time. This is the standard for these two programs. They expect to be here year in and year out. We're still about 9.5 minutes away from tip-off here tonight. And before we get into the game coverage and breaking things down, let's head on over to Estacado as we go out and about here with Lubbock ICTV.
We presented on the evolution of the mobile phone.
It's a frontier because a frontier is how something like revolutionized the world. And cell phones changed how we communicate.
We're presenting Jackie Robinson, how he was a frontier to desegregation, and how he was just a major impact in the civil rights movement.
He not only impacted it on sports, he also impacted it on the whole entire community.
What surprised me is that it's not like this was recent, but it wasn't too far. And it surprised me that Martin Luther King, he wouldn't be where he was if it wasn't for Jackie Robinson. He said that from this quote, "Jackie Robinson made my success possible, and without him, I would never have been able to do what I did."
The best part was actually finding out that Alexander Graham Bell did not originally create the telephone. Antonio McCarty, he originally created the phone, but then Alexander Graham Bell got the idea from him.
For me, the best part was probably just getting to find out how it used to be, and just being so grateful that it is what it is now, because I don't know if I would have lasted if it was like it was back then.
How he not only impacted it with baseball, he also impacted everybody else as a human being, and seeing the true side of him.
Growing up with baseball and just figuring out the background, the history between what we just wouldn't see. Knowing that, it kind of changes your mindset over the sport and over people that were in it back then.
Felicity was a really great partner. It was fun working with her.
I didn't really know him at first whenever we first started, but since the project, we've gotten a lot closer.
It was honestly pretty good.
There were some stressful days.
I felt like I got a good team person.
A little laid back some days, but we got it done for sure.
At first, we didn't know how our project would turn out, but at the end of the day, I feel like it turned out great.
Hey, yo. Guess what day it is, huh? Come on, Sienna. Guess what day it is?
Tie Tuesday.
No. Come on, Lily. You gotta know what day it is.
Game day.
What?
How happy are Lubbock ISD fans every time we take a broadcast?
I'd say happier than Mr. Ward on game day.
Game day! Yeah!
Martinez, she'll take it all the way, lay it up and in. Big alley.
The following is a production by the students and staff at Lubbock ISD TV.
Swing and a miss, struck him out.
Let me ask you something. How bad do you really want to win? Do you see it in your dreams? Do you want it as bad as those who came before you? Everybody says they are winners, until they get a taste of what it takes to be one.
DeVorier, he'll slam it home.
When adversity hits, when pain and uncertainty creeps in? How will you respond? So let me ask you again, how bad do you want to win? Well, we're here to find out.
The time is always now, because tradition never graduates. We have a tremendous matchup in store here at LCU as the 17th ranked Randall Raiders set to take on the 23rd ranked Estacado Matadors. Of course, Devin Ward here alongside Gary Regner and the entire Lubbock ISD TV crew. We thank you for tuning in tonight on the Lubbock ISD TV YouTube channel, and make sure you hit subscribe, like, and share it with all your friends. Let them know that we're broadcasting here tonight. Gary, monstrous matchup here tonight against two teams that like to do a lot of the same things, but man, they both take great pride in defense, and they both have multiple players that can score the basketball.
Absolutely. Everybody on the court tonight can play almost every position. They are all well-rounded players, and they know how to play ball.
You know, a lot of people doubted Estacado coming into this season. Last year, they lost 97% of their scoring from last season. So a lot of people kind of doubted the Matadors that they wouldn't be here. But like Coach Wag always says, tradition never graduates. This is the expectation for him and his program. On the other end, you have Leslie Broadhurst, coaching in his 35th season. Since day one, since there's been a Canyon Randall, he has been the head coach. But your stat of the day, he's a Monterey Plainsman graduate. So that's pretty cool to see. Of course, let's talk about our players heading into tonight's contest. And first things first, we're going to talk about Canyon Randall. KJ Thomas, he's a man, averaging 22.7 points per game, 5.1 rebounds, or excuse me, 5.1 assists, 3.6 rebounds. He's only a sophomore, and he's sensational.
Yeah, that's what he is. And to score more than 15 points a game at the high school level, he's a special talent that's going to go extremely far.
I was talking to the Amarillo media pregame to get another feel, to hear something from somebody else. They told me once he gets past the half-court line, watch out, he will pull up and has free range from the head coach. For Estacado on the other side, we have another sophomore that we're previewing. It's Tim Perez, 5'11", averaging 11.8 points per game for the Matadors. We went to practice yesterday, and as a sophomore, he's a leader on this team. Of course, you still have the two seniors, and Dante and Hez, that are the leaders. But to see a sophomore as one of the leaders on the team is outstanding to see.
Absolutely, and you know, he takes initiative and he wants to be a leader. A lot of these guys, you know, they come into the game and they're looking for mentorship. He stepped in as a leader. He didn't need any of that, but he's been there from day one.
Absolutely, he's going to be fun to watch. He stood out in practice yesterday, as many of the Estacado Matadors did, and we can kind of talk about practice a little bit. It was a player-led practice. Gary's been to a ton of practices in his day. He used to play a lot of high school basketball, and you were blown away by how the Coach Wagner just walked in the room and the guys were doing everything.
Absolutely. I've never walked into a practice and just seen not a word said by the coaching staff. The players just knew what to do, and they were unified as a team. I was extremely impressed.
You know, when you're unified as one, you can do a lot of things, and we've seen it here with Estacado this season. Of course, you're looking at head coach Leslie Broadhurst. He's a legend up there in Amarillo area. When you think of Amarillo basketball, he's a name that you think of, as well as his famous zone defense. They're going to suffocate Estacado here today, and so when we come back, we're going to have your starting lineups. I can't wait. We're about a minute and a half away. Stay with us on the Lubbock ISD YouTube channel as we broadcast the 1-4A regional semifinals. Randall, Estacado, who you got? We'll find out in a minute. LCU on the, the Rip Griffin Center. A lot of great basketball games have been played here for a long time, Gary, and I'm betting we're seeing one tonight. Here's our starting lineups. Of course, we're going to start with the Canyon Randall Raiders. At the wing position, you got Zach Bull averaging 5.7 points per game. At guard, J.J. Buchanan. He is a 6-foot junior. K.J. Thomas, we previewed him moments ago, a 6-foot junior, averaging 22.7 points per game. Brody Wilson playing the wing spot, 6'2", another average of 6 points per game. And to round it out, Devin Bacchus, a wing at 6'2", he's a junior. For Estacado, the Matadors, you got to start with DeVorier Boyd, 6'3", junior, averaging almost 10 points per game. DJ Johnson getting the start as well, a junior, at 5.1 points per game. The guy we just highlighted as well, Tim Perez, he looks to be a difference maker tonight. He leads the Matadors in points per game with 11.8. Dante Boyd, the big man down low, looks to be a force tonight, standing at 6'4". He's a senior, averaging almost 10 points. And to round out the starting lineup, your starting point guard, 6'2" senior, Hez Williams. I was really impressed with Hez Williams, Gary, when we went and saw him. He might be a little banged up. That's something we might need to focus on tonight. He was rehabbing a leg, but his leadership really stands out.
Absolutely, and when you get a great basketball player like him, it does not matter what is going on with him physically. He's going to find a way to get on that basketball court.
Absolutely. He was rehabbing his leg. He was stretching it. He had the staff stretch him out. He was stretching himself on the ground. He was ready, and he was wanting to be here tonight. Of course, how did these teams get here, right? The Matadors beat Brownwood in the bi-district round, followed by beating Decatur in the area round, and then on Tuesday of this week, they beat Burke-Bennett to advance to tonight's game. For Canyon Randall, they defeated Andrews in the bi-district round, followed by beating Harmony 73-48. Then they beat El Paso Riverside 101-51 to advance to today's game. That's some big-time numbers right there. You don't normally see that in the third round of the playoffs, 101-51. That just goes to tell you how talented Canyon Randall is.
Absolutely, and we were talking about it a little earlier as Hez Williams, right before the opening tip, he was talking to all of his teammates, encouraging them, saying that if this is their last game together, they got to play it, and they got to play it hard.
I know neither one of these teams want this to be the last game together, that's for sure. So here we are. Here's our keys to the game for Estacado. You need to lock down K.J. Thomas, averaging 22 points per game. And for me, you just need to run your race. Do what you've done to get to this point. Run your style of offense, run your tempo, and make Canyon Randall try to adjust to that. So those are the keys to the game for Estacado. Driving down. Great defense there by Dante Boyd, not allowing, I believe that was Devin Bacchus, to get close to the basket. So here's the Matadors.
And there's that leadership again with Williams. He's talking to his teammates. He's pointing where he wants them to go to get the best open bucket.
Absolutely. Great communicator out there from the point guard. You want to see that. Speaking of Hez, blocked from behind. K.J. Thomas rejecting that one. Hez Williams, if he was, if they didn't block that away, he had a great shot underneath the basket. So here's the inbound pass. Of course, we thank everybody for tuning in tonight on the Lubbock ISD YouTube channel. Like I said moments ago, subscribe so you can comment and interact with us here on the live stream. Williams there, looking for a pass. Great one to Perez. He floats it, it doesn't go, but Dante Boyd with the rebound. He didn't get the follow through, and Canyon Randall comes away with it. Hez Williams flying, stealing, Perez! The reverse lay-in, no good. You love those second chance opportunities, and it wouldn't have been able to happen without Hez Williams.
I was about to say, that motor that he has is second to none. He's a phenomenal young player.
Great feed down low to Zach Bull. They're on the board. Bull averages 5.7 points per game, starting in that wing spot.
And I like the attack they're going with now. They're doing a full court pressure defense right off the gate.
Dante Boyd down low, puts it in for two. He's a big-time senior. He's committed to go play football at the next level, but he wants to shine here on the basketball court in the UIL playoffs. Bull coming up with it, a baseline triple for the Raiders. Rips it. Big-time bucket there. Brody Wilson puts it through. That was a smooth shot right there. Dante Boyd, DeVorier Boyd on the other end. He gets the floater to go. DeVorier Boyd, almost 10 points per game, and you like to see him assert himself in here early on.
And I gotta point it out.
Another three ball, an air ball. Bull gets the board. That was another open look there for Brody Wilson.
But I gotta point it out, they're both pressuring each other so much.
Stolen away by Perez. He's going to go coast to coast and lay it in with the right hand. Doesn't get much easier than that for Tim Perez. He just looks like a basketball player.
Absolutely, he's such a well-rounded player, and he moves so smooth.
Great drive down low in the paint. Dante Boyd tried to block it, but it's the Raiders' Devin Bacchus getting credit for 2. On the other end, DeVorier Boyd puts it through. DeVorier at 4 points. Tim Perez tries to steal it away, but unsuccessful. The Raiders driving to the paint. The floater, no good. That's going to be a focus for both of these teams tonight, is the battle on the boards. Both of them have equal height. DeVorier Boyd down low in the paint. He gets it to drop, and 1. The junior is now at 6 points, and he's going to go to the charity stripe to make it 7.
Wow. Both of these teams have shown phenomenal defense and offense these first couple of minutes. They both won it. They are both pressuring each other like no tomorrow.
You know, I talked about running your race if you're Estacado. Both of these teams are trying to set the tone for this game. DeVorier Boyd, the free throw opportunity, gets the roll. The junior is at 7 points.
And it's so important on them and 1 attempts to get that extra bucket.
Right, and that's why everybody gets so excited about that and 1 and the yell and 1. A deep 3 ball, ripped. What a shot. KJ Thomas puts it through.
He didn't even get off the ground that much. That was pure wrist and arm. He knew that was going in too.
Yep, you know, we talked to the Amarillo press before this game. Hez Williams, he's gonna get fouled. He was almost in trouble there for a travel. Talking to the Amarillo press pregame, they told us KJ Thomas, the second he crosses that half-court line, is willing to put it up. And you saw an NBA level 3 right there. Stolen away by Bull. Great way to get his hand in there, and he's quickly back on the transition offense. Thomas for 3. Too strong. Bull with the board. Thomas once again. Man, he's shooting that from the parking lot. That one was no good. And Perez coming back the other way. Slowing things down and resetting. I like that by the sophomore, and then get it to your leader here.
Slowing down the tempo, looking around, telling his teammates and helping them out.
Yeah, I like that screen there by Dante Boyd. Tipped away by Thomas, and it's going to stay with the Matadors. You're seeing both these teams try to set their tempo, try to do what they want to do. And I'm loving how fast this is moving here.
Absolutely, and you know, it goes back to Estacado saying that tradition never graduates, and every time they step on the court, they want to set the tone of being aggressive and being the best team they can be.
Absolutely. Estacado averages 61 points per game, while Canyon Randall averages 73. The Raiders, they're a third quarter team this season. When you look at their stats, they average 19 points in the third quarter. As Perez trying to get around his defender, spinning the floater. No good. Dante Boyd is going to get called for the foul. That's Boyd's first foul for today. He's a force. You could feel his presence down low. So back come the Raiders. Of course, Canyon Randall 27-9 on the season. Finished second in District 4-4A with a 12-2 record. Dishing it down, floating, trying to get the charge, and they will. Bobby Ross taking the charge, planting his feet. And that's going to go against Canyon Randall.
And I'm sure Coach Wagner loved that.
Absolutely. Devin Bacchus there thought he was going to get that floater, but he kept his feet right outside the half circle there and was able to take the charge.
Yeah, Bobby Ross took the charge.
So here's Hez Williams. You can just see the focus in his face, Gary, and how dialed in he is looking and surveying that defense. Here we are, Dante kicking it back out to Hez. Of course, checking in was Moses Stevenson. He can be a game changer for Estacado. He has games where he just goes off. And I know Coach Wag would love to see him do that tonight. Here's Stevenson, a 3-ball. Off the iron, no good. Estacado battling for the rebound, and they get it. Stevenson, the up and under, and it's good! And one, Moses Stevenson.
Ooh, what an amazing finish, and you know that he liked that when he was flexing.
Yeah, Moses Stevenson in the pregame warm-up was one of the Matadors consistently dunking the basketball, so you knew he had the vert to do it. The finish, though, was the phenomenal part for him there. Here's Stevenson here. Of course, Moses Stevenson averaging 6.2 points per game. Coming off the bench, he's a pivotal player for Coach Wagner. The and one, good. Matadors lead 14-10. See how they respond. Kissing it off the glass, good for 2.
I am still baffled by the fact that that young man is a sophomore.
Absolutely. All right, KJ Thomas is who you're talking about?
Yes, sir.
We said that wrong in the pregame. He's actually a junior.
Oh, my mistake.
That's all right. I knew I messed up in the pregame. Thomas, though, at 5 points so far tonight, averaging 22 a ball game. Trying to take it the other way, but stolen away by Moses Stevenson. Taking it coast to coast. What a finish! Moses Stevenson now at 5.
Wow.
That is some serious breakaway speed by Moses Stevenson. You want to talk about a sophomore, there's one right there.
The way he's able to finish around the rim, that is amazing. Yeah. I am baffled right now.
Yeah, that is the touch, right? When you're that close to the basket and you're moving that quick, that's something you have to learn over time, over repetition, being able to finish at the cup like that, and he was able to do it. Randall making a few adjustments. Caden Sato checking in for the Raiders. And they got to get it across half court. You see Estacado trying to lock down Moses Stevenson. Going to get called for the foul. That's his first foul. You know, Canyon Randall, their defense, they say offense wins games, defense wins championships. Canyon Randall loves to play defense, specifically zone defense against opposing teams. They average 52 points per game. The Raiders do, you know, giving up against other teams. And a lot of time, that's not going to cut it, as their offense averages 73 points. But Estacado's been able to kind of overcome that defense so far here in this early first quarter. Driving, tough contested shot. Almost had that to drop was KJ Thomas. He had 3 Matadors all over him. DeVorier boy feeding it to Bobby Ross. Ross going to work on the baseline and steps out of bounds. He just lost track of where he was down there, and his right foot landed right on that line. I like how physical he was there. You just got to be aware, right, where you're at.
I'm liking how physical everybody is on this court right now. Every single time they drive down to the paint, they make them earn each point.
Absolutely. Dishing it down low to a wide open Sato. Spinning, too strong. Ooh, Moses Stevenson drops down. That looked like it hurt. He grabbed his face, but I thought it was his elbow that hit the ground. You see him there messing with his hand. Glad to see he's okay. It looked like that hurt. Here's the instant replay of it. His foot got caught there and then his elbow hit. Well, he might have gotten poked in the eye.
And he just got back up and kept going.
Yeah, he took the inbound pass there. Man, quick in transition is Estacado after getting the ball. Stolen away by KJ Thomas. Up front to a Raider. Slamming it home. The one-hand tomahawk jam. Tayson Combs. Excuse me, Tayson Combs. It's a 2-point ball game. Matadors on top. The Big E looking to make some big noise. The floater, no good. Jamison Taylor there trying to get that one to go, but it didn't drop. That's a deep 2. Good. His foot was in front of the line, but they're going to call it a 3. A whistle on the play. I believe that was Sato that knocked that one down to give the Randall Raiders a lead. Of course, both these teams have big goals this year. You know, both of these teams, when they say at the beginning of the year they have aspirations to do something great, this is the expectation of it. Here's that last bucket. His foot was in front of that line there.
Yeah, sure enough it was.
That's why I thought it was a deep 2. You know what? That's the college level. You see the light colored one on the court. That's the high school one. So that was just a deep 3, not a college 3 though. Got to remember that they have the LCU lines here. Perez backing it up.
I'm liking the stagger screen play that both of the teams seem to be running.
Man, his ball handling skills are pretty elite as he loses it there. He tried to go behind the back, and it's going to be a jump ball. Stay with the Estacado Matadors. See the team there for Estacado. We're so pumped to be here tonight to bring you this game and to showcase the Estacado Matadors taking on the Canyon Randall Raiders in the regional semifinals. Of course, if Estacado wins, we'll be back tomorrow to broadcast the game. As that ball is poked away, 10 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Little step back, good. KJ Thomas with 7 points, and Hez Williams sees the clock. He's got 1 second to shoot it, floats it, no good. 19-16 is gonna be the score after 1, and that was pretty fast and pretty fun.
What an electric start to this game. It's only been the first quarter. God.
Absolutely. All right, when we come back after the short commercial break, we'll pick things up in the second quarter. The Raiders on top of the Matadors by 3. You're watching this game on the Lubbock ISD YouTube channel, presented by Lubbock ISD TV.
Welcome back to Playoff Basketball, presented by Lubbock ISD TV. We got a phenomenal matchup here today of the Randall Raiders and Estacado Matadors. We're about to get into the second quarter.
Absolutely, Gary, great stuff right there. I love to hear that. 19-16, this is fun, and I'm glad that we're here to do it. This is what playoff basketball is all about. The toughness, the grittiness, who's gonna step up, we're gonna see. A little fadeaway there. Man, I love the way KJ Thomas is just non-stop putting up the shots. He's a college level player, and he's continuing to grow. Of course, you know, 650 wins. That's pretty impressive. After 35 years, Coach, sorry there, Broadenhurst. I don't know what I was doing there. He is the most winningest coach in Panhandle history. That was good. KJ Thomas.
And you're talking about KJ Thomas earlier. Nice thing about this whole team is that they still have one more year together.
Absolutely. DeVorier Boyd on the other end puts it through. He's at 9. Coach Broadenhurst is the only boys coach ever in the history of Canyon Randall High School since they opened the doors back in 1988. Longevity, stick-to-itiveness, that's outstanding. 2 there for Jason Tonioli. Right, that makes the standard, right? Sets the tone, and you love that for Coach Broadhurst. 650 wins, too. That's even more impressive.
Wow.
See Hez Williams there. Pointing, calling things out. Waiting for the defense. A little bit short, but goes off of the foot of a Randall Raider, and it's going to stay with Estacado. Right, you see, right now you're looking at the court. They got 2 bench players out there playing, but they've rotated through probably about 2 or 3 other bench players for Estacado, and so that shows how deep the team is. And realistically, they're a young team. They only have 2 seniors on the squad, and so this team's just going to continue to get better. Perez driving with his right hand, shooting it with his left, and it's good.
Wow, phenomenal finish there, and his legs were in the air. He was not on balance at all.
No, he went from dribbling with his right to shooting with his left. A 3-ball for Randall, no good. Bobby Ross getting the rebound. Going to the other end, DeVorier Boyd. Finishes strong.
Fantastic court vision there.
DeVorier Boyd with 11 points, and Coach Broadhurst calls a timeout on the floor. Estacado knots this game up. They were trailing by 3 at halftime. It was 19-16, and it's now 24-all. 1:57 into this third quarter. Oh, I thought he called a timeout. Maybe not. Here's Perez. I love how they are passing the ball around. Perez, thought he was trying to feed it down low to Bobby Ross. Ross thought he was going to pull up to shoot it, and so he was getting ready to go get the board.
He's boxing out. Got a sub on the floor.
Absolutely. Coming in for the Randall Raiders is Zach Bowl for Dawson Hyder. Of course, Moses Stevenson checking in for Coach Wagner. I want to say thank you to Coach Wagner yesterday, allowing us to come to practice, see his team do his thing, and letting us interview him pregame. The hospitality was tremendous, and we thank them for that. Bowl kicking it over, a 3-ball, short. Bowl fighting for that rebound and recovered by the Raiders. Love the effort by Randall there to be able to save that play. Every play counts in these playoff basketball games. You hear the fans getting loud, they appreciate it. Thomas, step back, Jimmy Jack, here's a 3. Swish! KJ Thomas. He's at 12. That was a thing of beauty right there. As Williams driving with his left hand, taking it to the cup, no good. Boyd gets the offensive board. Over to Bobby Ross. He's gonna go to work, that's good. Bobby Ross.
Picture perfect post move, I love it.
And well, and he has this, you know, they're the same height, but he's got the body build advantage, and he used his size to his advantage. Might see a lot of that tonight as they look for opportunities. Great feed down low for Kenyon Randall, out to Bowl. He's gonna try to shoot it. He's gonna go to the foul line. He was trying to fade away there with his right hand and got fouled.
I believe Bobby Ross is the one that's gonna pick up that foul. Here's the instant replay.
Yeah, it's gonna go against Bobby Ross. That's his first foul.
And we were talking about the last broadcast. Every player has their own free throw routine.
Right, and I wasn't looking to see what he was doing there, but he missed his first free throw opportunity. I'll be looking this time for you, Gary. Of course, and that's what a lot of, oh, there it is. Couple dribbles, puts it through. Zach Bowl at 3 points. Raiders up by 2 over the Matadors. As DJ Johnson takes it up the court. Driving, floating, no good. Ross gets the putback and it's good. Bobby Ross with 4 points. And Johnson trying to lock down KJ Thomas. I like that full court pressure, but you can't get caught with the foul.
And it seems to be that neither of these teams will ever run out of energy. Here's the instant replay for you.
Right, and they're trying to lock him down. And you know, when you're trying to defend one of the best guards in the country in KJ Thomas, maybe that's a tactic that you try to do, right? Get in his head a little bit, full court pressure him, and get him frustrated. Both of these coaches know what they're doing. They are tenured coaches. Of course, Coach Wagner in his 23rd year. Has Williams driving, doesn't get that one to go. Coach Broadhurst in his 35th year. Experience is outstanding. That was a good block there by DJ Johnson.
Then a perfect pass out.
Kicking it out for a 3-ball. Good. In those moments when it's fast break, Gary, like that can happen, right?
Absolutely. I mean, one of my biggest problems was taking too many steps when you get excited. You know, you want to get to the bucket. You want to get a shot off as fast as you can before you get a defender on you. So you take a couple extra steps.
I like that, getting excited, because that was a big shot opportunity, turnover, and you know, it's a one-possession game, but that shot could have made it a 2, and the way these teams are battling, any bucket is gonna elevate you, you know? Williams here, getting the ball to Moses Stevenson, trying to feed it down low, stolen away by Zach Bowl. He's got some long arms, and he was able to go up there and snag it out of the air. Look how far out they're having to guard KJ Thomas. Foul in the play. Looking to see who it is. It's going to go on DJ Johnson. Yeah, you can't coach height, right?
You really can't, but you can coach effort, and every single one of these players has shown they have phenomenal effort.
Absolutely, and it starts from the top down. Here's the foul in the play. Yeah, he just kind of bumped into him there as Thomas tries to get that shot off. It's his first time going to the charity stripe. And he gets the and one. Or not the and one, the 1-and-1, the front end of it. He currently is at 13 points. See if he can get 14. Doesn't get the friendly roll there. Goes off to the right side of the basket. Perez getting suffocated by the Randall Raider defense, though. Out front to DeAndre Green. First time we've seen him today. Talk about young men that show a lot of effort. That's him. He led the area in interceptions, actually. Is that foul? It's going to go against Randall. Trying to see who they're calling it on. All right, it's going to go against Zach Bowl. And I believe we're in a 1-and-1 situation, right?
Yes, sir, we are.
So going to the line is DeVorier Boyd. Boyd is at 11 points currently. We talk about all these players, you know, like, hey, he was the starting quarterback. DeVorier Boyd was the starting wide receiver, right? DeAndre Green led the area in interceptions. 80% of this Estacado roster was on the football team this year and made that deep run in the playoffs. That's why the record that they have this season, 24-16, is not really indicative of the team that they have. And that's a normal thing for them. As DeVorier Boyd tips that ball away and it goes off, and Thomas is going to stay with the Matadors.
And like you were speaking about, they all played football together, and that just builds more and more team chemistry and camaraderie between the players.
Absolutely. Of course, our officiating crew tonight is from the Temple chapter. About a 5-hour drive. Gary looked it up. About a 5-hour drive to the hub city to officiate tonight's game.
Whew, quite a long drive.
Absolutely. I bet they'll be here for tomorrow's game as well, right? If they made that big of a trip. Perez coming up with the ball right there. Raiders up by 4 with 2:25 to go here in the second quarter. We did have a substitution check in, Keyshawn Harris, a guy that Coach Wag talked about his leadership. Now he's one of the many leaders on this team. You see them move the ball over. The ball goes off of the official's leg right here, but recovered by Estacado. Perez driving, kind of losing his feet, but coming up with it. He loses his glasses, and there's a foul on the play.
Looks like one of the lens popped out of him.
You think so? Yeah, look at him. Yeah, it did. He put the glasses on and he couldn't see. Is he going to have to play without glasses now? Here's the instant replay of it. You see them fall off right there. The assistant coaches are trying to put the lens back in before he has to go to the line. Gary, you're a guy that wears glasses. You're not wearing them now, but that can affect, your vision. It affects everything.
Absolutely, and it's going to be a little tough for him because his eyes are going to have to get readjusted to not having the lens in front of him.
So here's Tim Perez going to the line. Perez currently at 4 points. He misses the front end of the 1-and-1. Going the other way is Thomas. Trying to kick it down low. It's going to go with the Matadors. There was an outlet there, and there was a feed possible. They just weren't able to connect. So Perez got his glasses back. I guess Coach Wag handed it to him after they lost the ball out of bounds. A 3 ball blocked by Randall. Estacado trying to recover it, and they were able to, but then lost. It went off of DeAndre Green's foot. It's going to go the other way. You know what I've noticed so far, Gary?
Yes, sir. What is that?
Neither one of these teams have called a timeout. Basically the whole first half.
You are completely right. And I mean, I guess they both are in their zone. They both are very fast-paced teams. They're very transition-oriented. So why
ruin the flow of the game?
Absolutely.
Well, and also you got to think these guys trust their teams, right? You've made it this far for a reason. Be you and do what you've done, right? So here comes Canyon Randall. Taking it up was Jackson Tonioli. As he goes with his right hand. Ross didn't give up the baseline. Great defense there. Popping up is Tonioli. No good. Moses Stephen tried to get it. They're going to say it went off of his hands as him and Dawson Hyder went up to get that ball. I thought it went off of Hyder's hands, but it's going to stay with the Raiders.
Yeah, me too.
Poked away by DeVorier Boyd as he jumps on it there. DJ Johnson here on this close side. Driving with his left hand, and it's going to go out of bounds. He was trying to get DeVorier Boyd out there on the baseline. Boyd was cutting in towards the basket. you see the potential of these plays as they develop, but in these big games, it's the little details that make all the difference. Thomas has it here. I love the focus on DeVorier Boyd's eyes right here as he's trying to lock down one of the best guards in the state. Thomas kicks it out, a 3-ball. No good. Rebound, Matadors. Ross in transition, the other end, lays it up and in. Bobby Ross now at 6 points. That's their bread and butter. That's how they want to do it. They want to get the turnover, the board, and go other way.
And there's something to be said with their team chemistry. They trust each other enough to make those long court passes and have the other person finish it with not that much space left.
So Jackson Tonioli going to the free throw line here. Here's the instant replay of Ross. He's got some ups. And he put it in. That was the safe bet, right? He could have tried to dunk it as Tonioli gets that first one to go, but he made the smart move there just to lay it in.
Selfless basketball, and I think Estacado has really shown that every single one of their players values that.
Jackson Tonioli averaging 4.3 points per game, 2.1 assists, 1.1 rebound, and he didn't get that second one to drop. And back come the Matadors quick. They love the tempo. As Williams kicking it to DJ Johnson, the 3-ball. Hit the backboard, didn't fall. 20 seconds to go. You got to think Canyon Randall wants to take the last shot. You see the coaching staff telling him so. As KJ Thomas, you got to think 5 is going to take this shot, right? Step back, blocked by DJ Johnson. They're going to say he got that wasn't all ball. The Estacado fans don't like it. But that's going to be 3 free throws for KJ Johnson. He's 1 for 2 from the charity stripe right now. He's at 13 points, and he's about to get 3 free throws. First one good. Like we've said many times tonight, this young man averages 22.7 points, 5.1 assists, 3.6 assists. He pads the stat column as that second one doesn't drop. I was told that he has had a 50-point outing once already this season. Could put up 30 on any given night, and so that's why he was a big focus for Coach Tony Wagner and company. The third one, he gets that one to go. He is now 3 for 5 from the free throw line. Hez Williams will take the final shot here. No good as it went off the backboard. Too strong. 35-30 is going to be the score going into the halftime break. Gary, this has been everything that's been advertised. 2 teams that love to go up and down the court trying to get a big victory here tonight.
Absolutely, and the thing that stands out to me the most is that there is constant pressure on every single player on that court, but none of them have freaked out, none of them have gotten nervous. They all know what to do because they are both coached extremely well.
We've seen the poise. We're going to see who can finish this game off here in the second half. 35-30, Randall on top of Estacado. We'll be back with more after this halftime break. Stay with us on the Lubbock ISD YouTube channel.
Neely Hawley is joining us in studio today. Neely is a coordinator for our Fine Arts Department, and we are talking about Youth Art Month, which kicked off with some great events last week. So Neely, can you tell us what our families can go check out?
Definitely. We are involved in Youth Art Month, which has been happening locally within Lubbock ISD for over 25 years now. So it's nothing new to our families, it's nothing new to our community, but it's very exciting. We are associated with the Texas Art Educators Association, and this is an event that they sponsor every year. And so we actually have 2 of our events that happened last week, and one was our Blue Ribbon opening, which is at LUCA, the Louise Hopkins Underwood Center for the Arts. And then our other one is hosted at the Municipal Lubbock Garden Arts Center. So both of those venues are open for the rest of the month, hosting our artwork. And so if you're needing something to do for spring break or didn't get to check it out last week for both of the openings, our artwork will be up for plenty of time to view it. So get out there and see our stuff.
And our families really have some more opportunities to check out some great fine arts activities because Youth Art Month is kind of under this umbrella of Arts and Education Month. So can you tell us some other activities that Lubbock ISD is doing to celebrate the Arts and Education Month?
Most definitely. So our theater crew is part of Theater in Schools Month, which is wonderful. And so last week our 5A groups got started with their performances for their one-act play. We also have our 3A and our 4A schools competing this week. So lots of theater events that are coming our way. We also have lots of our UIL events coming up for band, choir, orchestra. Some of those events coming our way very, very quickly. So it's very busy right now in Fine Arts land, which is a good thing.
So families do have plenty of opportunities to check out a variety of fine arts that are in our district. And something that maybe some of our families and some of our viewers may not know is Lubbock ISD has had a history of really being recognized for our fine arts programming. Can you share how we've received recognition for that?
Definitely. Well, two of our big awards that we've received recently is the NAM Award. That's one of our music in schools awards that we've received at least 5 times within the last few years, which is wonderful. That is an excellence in music programming for all of our area schools. And so we also are part of the Texas Art Education Association. One of their big awards, we are a District of Distinction as well. So both of those just basically place us within the top percentage of fine arts programming within the state of Texas. So that is very exciting for our teachers and our students.
And as we talk about, fine arts, we highlight it in March, but it's really an important part of the curriculum year-round, right? Could you share maybe how you feel fine arts improves our students' educations here in Lubbock ISD?
Definitely. Well, it's one of those things, we have all the intangibles that we sort of try to quantify within fine arts. And so, soft skills, anywhere from, creativity, we talk about that a lot, but basically that means we want our students to be problem solvers. We want them to be able to, have an open-ended question and not feel like they always have to have the correct answer. We want them to explore. We want them to, try new things. We want them to be curious. And so just that love of learning and trying all kinds of different fine arts. We have so many students that not are only in one of them, but multiple of our disciplines. And so that's really exciting to see, is when you have students that want to try different things, and they have that ability within Lubbock ISD. So that's very exciting.
And if families or students have any questions about the fine arts opportunities that are available to them, who could they reach out to?
They can absolutely look on our website. We have a webpage within Lubbock ISD for fine arts. Any of their school counselors have access to the course offerings, especially for secondary. I know that those choices are going to be made pretty soon, and that's very exciting, especially for our kiddos that are going from elementary to middle school for the first time, and then our ones that are going from middle school to high school. Lots of programming options available to them, and it just depends on kind of their feeder pattern and which path they choose, but lots of interesting, creative opportunities for our students. So.
Well, Neely, thank you so much for joining us today on Highlights and sharing so much about Arts and Education Month.
Yes, thanks for having me.
Thank you.
All right, here we go. 1, 2, 1. 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, 2. From the very beginning, you have to pick music that they're going to be successful on, which is kind of tricky. And then, especially for string fling, you have to pick something that you hope the audience will enjoy, because it's a big, long show. And some of them bring little kids, so you got to keep them entertained and make sure that they're enjoying the concert and that the kids are learning, musical things at the same time. And 1. Good. Do we live there? No. No. Okay. So right, it's just down, down, up. Right. Ready? Try it again. And 1. Each piece requires anywhere between 4 to 6 weeks of practice, and it could be longer. Like if we're preparing something and we have the Thanksgiving break in between. You have to plan for those things. Usually the kids within a few weeks can get the bare bones learned, but the audience expects more. And so that's where the extra weeks come, where you're polishing and making it second nature for them. Some of these kids have only played a year. So, getting the extras is not second nature to them, and that's what you want to try to get across at that point.
One of my conductors one time told me that every performance is whatever you make it, so every mistake and every perfection is just all part of the performance. And so if I know that before I go on stage, it just helps to calm me down so that I can do my best.
Try to get as much jitters out, and once you start, they kind of all just go away and it kind of just happens.
I tend to just take deep breaths and I say my prayers and I go on with a happy mindset, and I'm just like, I can get through this, and I do well most of the time.
I enjoy the bass because I got the inspiration from my dad. He showed me all of these different instruments. He showed me trombone, violin, all of those, the bass, cello. I chose the bass because it was big and I was like, that's cool.
I definitely want to do this in high school. Music is definitely one of my passions. It's a way to sort of escape the world and just have something to do that I love and where I always have fun, where I have good friends, and so it's just a great community to be in, and so yes, I'll do it in high school.
One, ready, one, take two. One, take two. Good, you're not starting together, try it again. One, take two. D, D, C, C, B, G. I'm just grateful that I get to get up every day, and no matter what, I know I'm gonna enjoy my day, and it's gonna be different from the day before because I'm dealing with kids and they're different every day, in good and bad ways sometimes, but teaching is exciting and it can be inspiring and it can be frustrating sometimes, but that's what makes it a calling, is you just, every day you come in and you're like, we're gonna do this again, and I'm gonna enjoy it.
To Martinez, she'll take it all the way, lay it up and in. Big alley.
This is a production by the students and staff at Lubbock ISD TV.
Swing and a miss, struck him out.
All right, welcome back to LCU, the Rick Griffin Center, as we are broadcasting the Region 1 4A semifinals. Devin Ward here alongside Gary Regner. The score 35-30, Randall on top of Estacado. An impressive first half. What are some of your takeaways you have?
My takeaway is that they have all been under pressure, but none of them have hesitated, got nervous, nothing. This is a very well-coached team, like I was saying before we went to the break.
Absolutely. Very well-coached teams by both teams. Here's some instant replays from the first half. Canyon Randall, of course, they have a lot of different players making some big-time plays. As you see these 4 highlights for them. And it's been pretty balanced. KJ Thomas has 16, but outside of that, they have a handful of players with 6 points and below. For Estacado, it's been pretty balanced as well. DeVorier Boyd leading things, though, with 11 points. DJ Johnson with 2. Tim Perez with 4. Bobby Ross with 6.
As we just get an Estacado finish.
Yeah, I was looking down. Who did that right there?
That was Deontay Boyd.
Deontay Boyd. He gets on the board. He's now at 4. That's somebody you want to see get going here in that second half, right? He's a big player down low in that post position, and you would like to see him get the ball more. Estacado stolen away by DeVorier Boyd, going to coast. Too strong. DJ Johnson there with a putback, and that doesn't go. 2 point-blank shots don't fall for Estacado right there, and you need those to drop.
And Coach Wagner did not look happy after that one.
Yeah, bowl shot. He might have gotten tipped there, as that one goes the other way. Perez gets that one poked out, and it's going to go with Canyon Randall. That's 3, right from the start there for Estacado. Really 3 opportunities, 2 directly into the basket, and that one getting poked away. 2 missed opportunities for him, though.
And like we were talking about earlier, Deontay Boyd and how tall he is, he's also extremely lengthy. And it is so hard to shoot over somebody that has a wingspan of, I'm sure, upwards of 6'5" to 6'8".
Yeah, Deontay Boyd, 6'4". Of course, he's going to go play football at the next level. But he shines on the basketball court, too. Dual sport athletes, I think if you play multiple sports, the benefits outweigh the negatives, that's for sure. Bowl gets the rebound and puts it up and in. Zach Bowl now at 5 points here tonight. On the other end, Hez Williams kicks it to DeVorier Boyd. He gets that one to go. DeVorier Boyd now at 13. 37-34 here in the early parts of the second half. Thought about driving there, but deciding to pull it up. A great atmosphere here tonight at LCU. I would say it is like 80% full here as that ball goes out of bounds and will stay with Canyon Randall. See Dante Boyd on the ground thinking he was trying to take a charge. Thomas is going to have the honors of doing the inbound pass. Ooh, and feet getting tangled up there. Great finish down low by the Randall Raider, Devin Bacchus. He's at 4.
Wow, his arm was fully extended too, and it was almost like a little hook shot.
Absolutely, great finish. Feeding it down low to Dante. He's trying to battle, stolen away by Bacchus. Hez Williams slowing him down. Bacchus finishes. That has to hurt Dante Boyd's hand there as he tried to block that shot. We could hear it through our headset. That's how hard his hand hit. Boyd here, hands on his hip, looking for some movement. Perez calls for the ball and gets it. I like how they look to the coaching staff there, Gary, and they're, looking for them to call a play.
Not only did they look to the coaching staff, they also seemed to look to Hez Williams, and we talked about his leadership role earlier in this broadcast.
All right, it's going to be a full timeout called by Estacado.
I believe that is the first timeout they've called all game.
No, that is the truth.
Wow.
By the numbers, they say numbers never lie. Am I right, Gary?
Yep.
Stat report says that Canyon Randall, the Raiders, averaged 19.3 points per game in the third quarter. Here's a wide shot, though, of the gymnasium tonight. And Gary and I were kind of talking about it during the halftime. There's a lot of blue here, and you love to see the support that the Estacado Matadors are getting here on their home turf. What does it mean to a player, Gary, when you show up to a gymnasium and I would say 80% of the crowd is rooting for you?
It's a different kind of feeling I can't describe unless you're there. It is something that you will remember for the rest of your life.
Absolutely. Of course, with it being in Lubbock, right, you would kind of expect that. Of course, the Randall Raider fans, you got to tip your cap to them as well because you have felt their presence here tonight as well when the big moments have happened, when they make a big bucket. The Randall Raider fans are on their feet, cheering loud and proud for their team. All right, the timeout's over. There's the buzzer. Let's do this thing. The Raiders up by 7 here. They had a 5-point lead. Estacado was the first to get on the board here in the second half, but you're seeing the Raiders going a little bit of a run here. And it's been because of turnovers and missed opportunities for Estacado. See Hez Williams to Moses Stevenson. See them moving the ball around, trying to go down low to DJ Johnson. Blocked. Bacchus got his hand on it. I think the foul's going to go against him.
When we talk about the Raiders going on a little bit of a run there, I think a lot of it has to do with their amazing outlet passing to open threes. I'm talking about specifically number 15 and number 13.
That first one doesn't go for DJ Johnson. So you're talking about Devin Bacchus and Brody Wilson?
Yes, sir.
See there on that instant replay. He could have gotten ball there. Here's the other free throw. No good by DJ Johnson. He went 0 for 2 there. Free throws can make a huge difference in the outcome of a game. Ooh, great ball handles right there by Brody Wilson. That was impressive. Thomas, the floater, good. KJ Thomas gets on the board for the first time in the second half. He's now at 18.
Even through the contact, he found a way to make that floater drop.
DJ Johnson, the 3 ball, no good. Rebound, Dante Boyd. Moses Stevenson driving, blocked. KJ Thomas, what a great behind the back dribble right there. The spin, the fadeaway. Oh my goodness. If he would have drained that, that would have been spectacular. The follow-up, no good. He's going to go to the line is Tayason Combs.
Looking like a little bit of a controversial foul. The Estacado team did not seem too pleased with that one.
Combs going to the line. Here's the instant replay of it. Of course, Thomas, phenomenal ball handling skills. You can just tell he's a next level player. If the stat sheet didn't tell you that, you're seeing it here in person tonight.
Not only do you have the stat sheet, but you have the eye test, and he passes the eye test with amazing colors. It's just, he's so smooth in everything he does.
Absolutely, gets that one to go. It's now 45-34, the biggest lead of the night for Canyon Randall. It's now up to double digits. This is where you see the poise of this young Estacado team, right? When you find yourself in a hole, how do you overcome it? Excited to see. Of course, this is the battle of two teams ranked in the top 25. Estacado's 23, Canyon Randall 17. But realistically, this is the Sweet 16 and the UIL 4A basketball. Only 16 teams remain. And after tonight, it'll be dwindled down to only 8.
A lot of baseline cuts there, set by some stagger screens, mostly screens though, and I like what they're doing here. You put some stagger screens on the baseline and they get an outlet pass in the corner.
Right, I like that too, because it's allowing for an open man, but stolen away by Canyon Randall. There's a lot of bodies on the floor, and Randall comes away with it. There was at least 3 players down trying to battle for that ball. A 3 ball, no good by Combs. Boyd comes away with it. Great athleticism there by DeVorier Boyd to get that ball to Moses Stevenson. Kicking it out to Hez Williams. DeVorier Boyd finishes at the cup. He's now at 15. Timeout on the floor. I guess it's not Hez Williams' game, right? He had that wide open 3-point shot and he didn't take it. So we're gonna take a little timeout break. The Matadors down by 9. We'll be back with more from LCU, the Griffin Center, right after this.
If you're looking for an easy way to keep up with everything Lubbock ISD, we encourage you to download our app. It features the latest news and events, plus it has a customizable calendar, links to our social media, and much more. The app is free and easy to download. Just search for Lubbock ISD in the App Store or Google Play.
Welcome back to high school basketball here with the Randall Raiders up 45, Estacado Matadors at 36. We're about to get back into the third quarter.
Absolutely, high school basketball, playoff basketball is just the best. And we've been on the ride with some of our local high school teams. Of course, we went with Monterey, the Lady Plainsmen, and of course the guys team earlier this week. And we're grateful to be a part of Estacado's journey as well. High school, there's nothing like it because it's one and done. Win, go on, lose, you're going home. And so that intensifies every moment and every play, and it's just super special to be a part of.
Just like you were saying, there's no safety nets. It's rise to the occasion or have better luck next year.
Right. Bull thought about shooting it, but drove and floated. Didn't get that one to go. Stepping out of bounds was DJ Johnson. I'm just going to tip my cap to the aggressiveness of Bull right there. Zach Bull refused to not get the ball right there, and that led to that turnover by DJ Johnson stepping out of bounds. That shot's going to be short.
A little bit of an elevator play there. We have two defenders on the block, and you run through it, and then they close up so that you get an easy bucket.
Okay, that's the inside the game there with Gary Regner. I like it.
I probably did an awful job of explaining that, but
you know the X's and O's. I like it. Hez Williams driving with his right hand to Stevenson. I like how after they pass the ball, they do a fake screen and cut. Hez Williams gets it down low to Bobby Ross. Yes, sir. Bobby Ross puts it in for 2. He's at 8.
And that's got a good back.
Almost had that finish there by DeVorier Boyd. You love the full court pressure because it offers those opportunities. 3 ball on the opposite end, no good. And that's gonna go with Canyon Randall. Hez Williams thought about saving that right in front of us. The official's talking right in front of us, and it's going the other way. That's what I love about basketball. The officials can talk to each other, and if one official saw it wrong, the other one can come correct them. Beautiful stuff there by the crew from Temple to correct that call right there, because unlike them, or unlike us, we have instant replay to see things. And so I like how they did that. Johnson losing control of that ball, and it's going to be a turnover. Foul's going to go against DeVorier Boyd. As Combs was on the floor there. Man, that's I like the physicality of it, but in these moments, you got to be disciplined. You can't be fouling anybody. You see him try to reach in to get that ball and got his arm. Oh, great spin move by Thomas. The spot up three, no good. Rebound, Randall. Almost a travel there, but not. The Euro step, great pass down low to Bull, and it's good. That was beautiful there.
Yes, it was.
DeVorier Boyd pausing, switching over to his right hand, no good. It's going to go off of Bobby. Ooh, I thought it went off of Bobby Ross, but it didn't. We're going to say it went off the hands of Brody Wilson. So the ball will stay on that side of the court with Estacado as they trail by 9. Here's that instant replay. The Euro step leading to Zach Bull. It doesn't get much better than that. You see the bench celebrating. They saw that. That's beautiful basketball by the Randall Raiders. Moses Stevenson from downtown. No good. Rebound. Matadors. The putback. Jamison Taylor, his first basket of tonight. Now down by 7, 38 seconds to go. The baseline triple. Short. The putback. Good. J.J. Buchanan, he scores, and that's his first basket. 24 seconds on the clock. Does Estacado hold it for the final shot?
I would assume so. Run it down, but they look like they're going for it.
Yeah, the spot-up jumper. Good for DeVorier Boyd. He's got 6 points this half and 17 total. You see Coach Wagner, you can hear him from the other side of the court, but this time yesterday when we talked to him, he didn't have a voice at all.
No, I guess he was saving it up for tonight.
Absolutely, he went home and drank some hot tea to regather his voice. Here's the instant replay of the DeVorier Boyd from the free throw line. Gets it to go. Down by 7, 8 seconds on the clock. Thomas with the ball. That's a deep three. Good. KJ Thomas with 5, and that's going to do it for the third quarter. They extend their lead. It's now a 10-point lead heading into the fourth. 52-42. That was a dagger right there from Thomas. So when we come back, we're going to have fourth quarter action from Lubbock Christian University. You're watching this game on Lubbock ISD's YouTube channel, presented by the students and staff of Lubbock ISD TV.
Basketball here with Randall Raiders up 52 and Estacado Matadors up 40-42. Mr. Ward, it looks like the Raiders have gone on a little bit of a stretch here. What does the Matadors need to do to come back and tie this ball game up?
Like we said from the top, you got to lock down KJ Thomas. You got to be you. You got to continue to do what got you here to this point, right? It's a balanced attack for them, and I want to see that. I want to see finishing at the basket, finishing when you have those high percentage shots, and then limit the turnovers. Turnovers have been a little bit of a problem, and if you can do that, 10 points is nothing in basketball. You can overcome that easily.
You are correct, and they have 8 minutes to make something happen.
But if you're Canyon Randall, clock is your friend. And in high school, there's no shot clock, so you could sit here and play stall ball all day if you wanted to. I saw it in a game again for Lubbock High back in the day. They held the ball for the entire first quarter.
Wow.
As Thomas thought about shooting that three, but pulls it back. The spot-up jumper, good. KJ Thomas, what is he at now? 23. He's above his average. I want to see Tim Perez do something as well if you're Estacado. as they're driving underneath the basket and finishing strong. Good bucket there by Jamison Taylor. He's at 4 for number 4. That was a good take right there. It's now still a 10-point ball game. Combs, a little step back Jimmy Jack, and it's good. I couldn't tell if he was at the 3-point line. No, it's a 2-point basket as they steal that ball away. Estacado needing to lock him down. The feed underneath the basket, blocked, but gonna be called for a foul. Tim Perez, I guess, made contact there, and so they're gonna go to the line. Dawson Hyder hasn't quite found the scoreboard yet tonight, and here's a chance for him as they fed him down low there. Hyder, a 6'7" post. He's a sophomore. That first one doesn't drop for him. He averages 3.4 points per game, but his biggest impact on the team for the Raiders is on the boards, averages almost 4 rebounds. See if he can get this second one to drop. Doesn't go. Rebound, Randall. Can't tell. I think he stepped on the line. Nope, it's going to be a foul against Estacado. I think Dante Boyd just fouled out. He went and shook the hand of the Canyon Randall head coach, Leslie Broadhurst. He's untucked his jersey and he's headed to the bench.
But coming in for his place is Hez Williams.
Absolutely, he's gonna have a big role to fill down low. Battling. Oh, it almost dropped. I don't think I've seen a ball hang on there that long in quite some time. Williams in transition. Oh, he's getting double teamed. DeAndre Green getting blocked. I liked that look, but great rejection there on the defensive end. Devorier Boyd. The floater. Good, gets the friendly roll there. Jamison Taylor, he's now at 6. All 6 of his points coming in the second half. Oh, right underneath the basket. Great finish, great court vision there. Dawson Hyder puts it in for 2. That's kind of the negative if you play press defense, right? And leave somebody open down court. A 3-ball for Estacado, no good. They get the board. It's gonna be a jump ball. DJ Johnson had it in his hands, but the tenacity of the Randall Raider defense to grab that ball and try to take it away was impressive. Possession arrow staying with Estacado. So DeAndre Green's gonna pass this ball in. I love how they pass the ball around. It seems like every player for Estacado is gonna touch the ball before they put up a shot. Green, the 3-ball, short. So here comes Randall the other way. Oh, DeAndre Green, great effort and hustle to get back and poke that ball away, but stolen quickly again. That's good. Canyon Randall, Devin Bacchus.
And that is something the Randalls have been crushing it on all night long, is transition buckets, especially fast breaks.
Bacchus now at 8 points. Largest lead of the night for the Raiders is 14. They average 70+ a game. They're on path for it. That was denied. Green has the ball, trying to dish it down low. We're going the other way.
Little miscommunication there between some Estacado players, but it's important to just move on and keep playing your game.
No, absolutely. You can't think about what happened 10 seconds ago, right? It's like that in every sport, right? You got to flush it, put it behind you, because the next play is the most important. Hez Williams tries to tip that one away, and it's going to stay with Canyon.
Especially with a fast-paced game like basketball, mistakes will be made. That is inevitable.
Absolutely. The Raiders with the ball. You see that press defense as Thomas has to get it past half court, and he does. That's going to go off the foot of an Estacado Matador, and it's going to stay with Canyon Randall. 4:30 to go here, and we're seeing some substitutions once again for Estacado. Checking in now, it's number 10, Davion Taylor, for Hez Williams.
But like you were talking about earlier, the bench depth for Estacado is fantastic.
Yeah, and he's willing to go to the bench all the time. The elbow jumper, no good. Gets his own rebound, though. You like that? Thomas thought about shooting it. Pulls up from about 10 feet and gets that one to go. KJ Thomas, he's tremendous. Now at 25. 62-46. Raiders up by 16. Oh, and stolen away by Thomas. Let's see if he can finish on the other way, and he does. KJ Thomas, it's his night, and we're all watching it here as the Randall Raiders extend their lead. You feel the excitement for one team and the disappointment for another as Canyon Randall, their fans are on their feet and the team's celebrating.
We still have a lot more basketball to play, though.
Oh, absolutely we do, 100%. Hey, I do want to give a moment to tip our caps to our students that are here tonight working this game. Without our tremendous student support, we wouldn't be able to bring you these games on Lubbock ISD TV. I wish I wrote down all the names of the students that are here tonight, Gary, but we could not have done this without them and the staff that we have here. I think we can go through the list. Our producer's talking to her here. We got Hannah Gilchrist up top working the camera. I see Micah Pappas, Xavier Guzman, Sam Kunkel. Those are our awesome students that showed up tonight. Of course, we got our teachers in the truck holding things down, and once again, we're thankful for all of them working here tonight. Follow us, though, on Lubbock, on our social media, Lubbock ISD TV. We're on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. We are the official TV station of Lubbock Independent School District, and we're so grateful for everybody that follows us and allows us to do what we do every day.
Absolutely. I love it. I know you do, Mr. Ward.
Sorry, we got a selfie going on over here. There we go. 3:55 to go, though, here in the regional semifinals for Region 1, Class 4A. Of course, the winner of this game will be playing tomorrow at 2 o'clock. I believe against the winner of the last game, and that was Canyon High. The three ball, no good. The putback, good. Bobby Ross gets on the board. He's at 10 now. Here's Randall here on the other end. I'm looking to see, yeah, the winner of this game will play Canyon High. The Eagles are ranked 8th in the state. Tip-off for the regional finals will be at 2 p.m. tomorrow here at the Griffin Center on the campus of Lubbock Christian University. Which, if Randall is able to hold on here with 3:19 to go, it'll be a battle of two teams from Canyon ISD here in Lubbock, which is kind of similar to what happened in the girls' region finals for 5A. That floater good for DJ Johnson, where two Lubbock teams played each other out in Wichita Falls.
And how important is that home court advantage? I guess this isn't their home court, but in the same city as the school.
Well, both these teams, and that's going to be a foul, right? So tomorrow, if Canyon Randall is able to hold on, up by 14 now, it would be two Canyon ISD schools playing here in Lubbock, which Canyon fans are like, why are they playing it here, not in Canyon? To me, it's all about the experience, Gary. Getting on the bus, riding as a team, staying at the hotel, breaking bread together. It's all a part of the process in the UIL basketball, and I think that's why, I think it's important. It's an important aspect.
You're completely right. I remember so many bus drives with my basketball teammates, and those were some of the funnest experiences I think I've ever had.
You see Dawson Hyder on the free throw line. He is now 1 for 3. He's at 3 points. Here's the second one. No good. Rebound Ross. 15-point differential here with 2:48 to go. If you're Estacado, and if you're a fan of the Matadors, you want to see a bucket here. Williams getting fouled. I like that feed down to Bobby Ross. Nobody can match his body build. He is naturally gifted. Ross, 6'3". I want to say he's like 210 pounds according to Max Preps. It's hard to guard somebody like that. Williams dishing the ball out to DeVorier Boyd. No, over to DJ Johnson. Moses Stevenson, the floater. Doesn't go. DeVorier Boyd hung up in the air for what seemed like 2 seconds, trying to tip that one in, but it didn't drop. So the other way is Thomas. KJ Thomas, no good. Bull trying to get the board. Randall comes away with it. The floater, no good. The putback, good. Devin Bacchus puts it through. He's now in double digits at 10. DeVorier Boyd going mano-a-mano to Thomas. Boyd doesn't get that to drop, but they do get the offensive board and stolen away by Thomas. On the other end, it's a 3-on-2. Thomas loses control. Hez Williams comes away with it. Here's an easy bucket for the Matadors. Oh, and I might have jinxed him. There's the announcer jinx right there. DJ Johnson on the other end had all day, but loses control.
Yeah, it just happens. Just dribble off your foot, lose control.
That was the announcer jinx.
Yeah.
I absolutely jinxed him right there. If this was a baseball game, everybody in the ballpark would be mad at me. I know that. 67-50 with 1:40 to go in the region semifinals for Region 1 Class 4A. This is the expectation for both these programs to be here every year. Bull thought about it, pumped, driving, fouled. I thought he was about to dunk that.
Yeah, me too. He got some airtime.
He did. So he's gonna go to the line. This is his second trip to the charity stripe. For today, he's 1 for 2. Here's the instant replay of that drive. About right there, I thought he was gonna do it, but he lost control and didn't get it to go, but he did get that first free throw to go. He's now 2 for 3. In total for today, this young man has 8 points. It's been a pretty balanced attack for Canyon Randall tonight. On my score sheet here, they got at least 6-7 players that have scored tonight. Of course, doing a lot of the heavy lifting has been KJ Thomas, as he's pushing 30. And if he's not already there, I need to do some math. Dishing it down low, keeping it alive is the Matadors. DeVorier Boyd driving, the left hand, good. DeVorier Boyd has been a bright spot tonight for Estacado, that's for sure. The ball's loose, and it's Moses Stevenson coming away with it. Down by 17, 50 seconds to go, and that's gonna go the other way. What a performance tonight by Canyon Randall.
Extremely. As we're closing in here with 50 seconds, Mr. Ward, what do you think is the biggest thing that the Raiders did to lead them to victory tonight?
They took advantage of their opportunities. I feel like, and once again, KJ Thomas is a star. He is going to go places. You will see him play in a college uniform at the Division I level. He's at 27 points tonight. That was a key for Coach Wag, right? He told us that they needed to lock down one of the best guards in the country, and 27 points. He had himself a night. Ooh, stolen away there by Estacado. Trying to get back in transition on the other way. They're not giving up, and you love to see that. Foul in the play. Jamison Taylor is going to go to the line. I love the never quit attitude of this Estacado team right now.
Absolutely, and intensity has been their friend since the beginning of this game. They have always gone for those extra rebounds, put in the extra effort. They're a fantastic team.
You know, and we've raved about the coaches all game today. I think, to me, the never quit attitude, the not stop fighting effort, it starts from the top down. Their leader is what instilled this into them, and so both of these teams have great head coaches, and it's the reason why they continue to have success on the court every year. All right, 31 seconds to go, and you see the press still on for Estacado. They're not going to allow Canyon Randall to run this clock out. They're going to have to earn everything as that ball's tipped away, and it's going to stay with Canyon Randall. Great effort there by Jamison Taylor. You see them; they're literally on top of them. They're not going to allow them to have any access. They're going to try to force some more turnovers and keep fighting. That shot no good, and we're going the other way. Jamison Taylor, the pop up, good. 69-55. We're under 5 seconds to go, and Randall's going to hold the ball, and that's going to do it. The Randall Raiders are heading to the Region 1 4A finals. They'll face off against Canyon High, and that's got to be an anticipated matchup.
Absolutely. But to both of these teams, what a phenomenal game. pressure throughout the entire game. A never back down attitude, aggression on the defense and offensive side of the court. There's nothing more to say. They both had a spectacular performance, but the Raiders just came out on top.
Absolutely. I want to tip my cap to Dante Boyd and Hez Williams. They're the only seniors on the Estacado roster. They were phenomenal. But outside of that, they're a young squad. The future is bright for Estacado. We want to wish Kenny and Randall the best of luck. It's been a class watching them tonight. They have some stellar athletes, and we wish them all the best tomorrow as they face off against Canyon High. Well, that's going to do it for the Estacado Matadors season. They end the year 24-17. They went 9-1 in district as they won that gold ball. They made it pretty far in the playoffs. They shouldn't hang their heads because they had a phenomenal year.
Absolutely. There's some real warriors on that team.
All right, final score in less time, 69-55. Kenyon Randall Raiders beat the Estacado Matadors. I want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight on the Lubbock ISD YouTube channel. Without you all watching this broadcast, we wouldn't be able to make this possible. I want to wish everybody all the best. We hope you stay happy and healthy, and until next time, we hope you enjoyed the broadcast, and we hope to see you soon. Good night, everybody.
This has been a production of the students and staff at Lubbock ISD TV.